Hey guys, let's see if you guys can hear me. And see the starting screen. I hope so. Let me check chat here and see how we're doing. Hey guys, oh my gosh, we've got lots in chat. Let's see. Holly was excited, it was starting early. Me too. Anne's going to start a new certification exam on September 16th. Awesome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hey Deep, how's it going? And I sure do hope those notes help, for sure. Be sure and at least, I know sometimes my notes get pretty wordy, be sure and at least write down the one-word differences between the codes. It's underneath the CPT code number itself, and highlight or bundle any differences in those codes. That's the most important thing. A lot of times I have a lot of words over the top of the code descriptors that tell you what's going on inside each code, like what surgery is being performed or that kind of stuff. You don't really need that for the exam, but it's handy dandy. But a lot of it is, people find it, a lot of my notes are super time consuming, but I like to be thorough. Finished your exam in 3 hours. That's perfect, Blondie, but you got a 64. You were rushing too much. You need to do 25 questions per hour. For sure. Kathy passed her exam. She wouldn't have done it with, I'm sure you would have done it without me. You would have found a will or a way. There's some way to do it. So I'm super glad that I at least hopefully made it less stressful for you, gave you some direction, and gave you some techniques that helped you get through some of those questions easier. That's awesome of you to say. Aw, thanks, Deep. I'm lost without you here, too. I did very well in anesthesia. Awesome. CANPC, any of the micro certificates are awesome. Highly recommend. The more initials you add to the end of your name, always increase your pay rate. They say that if you have 2 certificates, 2 certifications, you end up with $10,000 more in a year. So keep adding some of those certificates. My recommendations, of course, after CPC or CCS is CPMA, because I love the auditor. I love being an auditor, and I just think there's a lot of benefits to becoming a medical auditor, as far as less supervision, less quotas. They leave me alone, let me make sure that I get the time that I need to recover as much funds as possible. You know, I just think it's a lot less supervision being an auditor, and a lot of people don't know what I do, so they just leave me alone. So I think it's great. And anything in ER, outpatient ambulatory surgery, cardiovascular, anything you want to specialize in is always handy dandy. Yeah, sorry about the switching from Monday, Wednesday, Friday to now Tuesdays and Thursdays. Me too. I am lost without doing it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because it's been almost 2 years that I've been doing this, but my kids are in high school now. They just started 9th grade, and they are busy doing so many after-school activities that I have to be there at 6:30 to pick them up every evening. If I work till 5, it's really rough to try to get in these free lessons for you guys. Mondays are late start days for the boys, but I have to be there at 6:30 to pick them up. Thursdays, the boys don't need picked up at 6:30. It's earlier time than that, so my days and times are still a little wonky. It's just crazy. It's just craziness. They only go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now. They have no school on Fridays at all for the next 4 years. So now we get 3-day weekends, which is weird to adjust to. So I've adjusted that at work too. And so now we only work technically 4 days a week, which breaks our 5-day-a-week work weeks down to just 4. And I've got to get real work done and then you guys done too. So it's just creating havoc. Wednesdays, we have a JV football game. James is my baby. The baby child is the manager of the football team, which he has the same authority as the coach, which is kind of funny. But he's not on the team as far as a player, but he's the manager. So it's pretty cool. He records all the games with the camera and fetches water and meds, whatever they need to keep them going. So that's cool. James is also on the baseball team. And Travis is on the cheer squad. So it's been crazy trying to meet all the requirements, getting them where they need to be before and after school. But definitely going to be here for you guys and continue doing free lessons. I love teaching for free. I'm just trying to adjust and get jobs and the kids taken care of. If we have a specific question, yes, you can add it into chat. Have at it. I love impromptu questions. Have at it. Let me go on and put the very first question up for you guys so that you guys can start working on it. Let me switch to the Word document. Yep. And we'll get this first question up there. Don't forget, I do have a bunch of free resources for the CPT and ICD-10 book on how to prep your own books for free. You don't have to buy my notes. There is a page on my website under resources at medicalcodingbyjen.com. It's called CPT Book Prep. Go to that page. There's 8 photographs. Click on those 8 photographs. Each individual one has the instructions on what to do to your books. And then there's also pictures of the ICD-10 and how I make those notes too. And then there's also 1-page guideline tips there, and the explanation of what a parent and child code is also there on this page. So it's free for you guys. Be sure and check that out. Don't forget about our Discord group. Super helpful. 2 years worth of information to scroll backwards in, and each book or section of the CPC or CCS. Even Ahima has their own practice room in our free Discord. There's always somebody in there to help you out. If you want to sell your books, if you want to buy books, there's rooms for that. Tons of shared anatomy, practice questions, just job resources, CEU, even a room about what I do with HEDIS measures is in there. Just a ton of helpful resources there. All the links to all that is in my link here on TikTok or on YouTube, or you can find it on my website under social media too. There's a social media tab. But let me put up this first question while I look for your questions here on YouTube, whatever you were saying. You had a question? All right. Oh, you're welcome about my notes. Let's see. They're crazy. I know, and they have late start. Blondie, they have late start on Mondays. No school on Fridays. So they really only go 3 days a week for full days. I don't know. I'm not too happy about that. It's not really good for preparing them for what the real world is going to do to them when they get out of high school, but what can I can't do anything about it. So, but they're super busy with the extracurricular activities. So Friday was just last week. We were going from 10 a.m. till I got home at 11:30 p.m. on Friday night after the football games. We were going all day, so they're working on Fridays. It's just, and yeah, so it's not like they're just not in classroom, but they're doing something with the football or cheer or something. It's crazy. But yes, ask your question. Urology coding. Patient had a TERP, but had to be discontinued due to tachy. Yep, you're going to still bill what you had planned to do. If the patient was discontinued after anesthesia, don't forget about your 73 or 74. If it's prior to anesthesia or after anesthesia, you do have those two modifiers. Then also you have your discontinued procedure. Modifier that you'll code with that one. So yeah, we'll do our 53 for that one. Not reduced services, but discontinued. What's your guideline notes? Which would you recommend that I buy first? Well, what I really recommend and what my intention is that you attempt the certification exam on your own. You know, doing my guide, like go to my website and see what I've told you to prep your book at, and work on that, and then take your certification exam without my notes and see if you can pass. We get 2 attempts if you're doing AAPC, if you can. If you're doing CCS, then hopefully you've got some practice exams where you can score yourself and figure out which is your lowest area, like if it's cardiology or something like that. But my cardiology notes are really nice. I know it says 2022, but there wasn't any new codes except for one for cardiology this year, so I didn't rewrite the whole thing because it's really good, and it includes Appendix L from 2022, and it's a really good section. And the digestion system, for 2023 is really good too, because it shows you how to update headers like the page toppers, because the very first of the chapter in digestion starts out with kidney procedures. Then it moves to urethra, and then it'll move to bladder, and then it'll move to a combo. Marking where you're at and what kind of procedure is being done on this whole page and clearing those before you worry about the individual CPT codes is a good skill to learn, and my digestion notes do that. The nervous system notes are good because there's a lot of AKA terms you need to know about those particular codes that you need to write in yourself, because the exam questions are not going to give you the body part name that's in the nervous system code descriptors that are in the book. You need to know what the layman's terms are, and that particular chapter is heavy on that. Plus, there's a lot of areas in the nervous system where you use a modifier on the mother code, but it's children codes you can only times, and you don't use a modifier on those. So there's quick changes in guidelines with those that is harsh. Those are my favorites as far as the work that I put into them and how good they are. So, but if you go to my website and you start putting them into your shopping cart there, I have it set to where an automatic coupon populates so that you can, if you do buy multiple items, you get discounts. All the ICD-10 and HipPix notes are only on my website. I don't put those on Etsy. Etsy charges fees too, so those are a little bit more expensive on Etsy anyway, if they're my notes, than they are on my website, because I don't have to pay Etsy fees. But be sure and put in chat what you think. What you think is the answer for this question. I'm trying to troubleshoot something. See if I can't get this to work. Oh yeah, I gotta change it. And then, can I add? Yeah, I don't know why that audio is not working over there on the other side. Let's see. Part 2, the on-call physician consulted and had to irrigate and flush the clot, reposition the Foley to drain properly. Can I bill for a new consult Foley? Patient. Part 2, the on-call physician was called to irrigate and flush and reposition the Foley so it would drain properly. Well, so that is something totally different. The TERP, you know, we're cutting away a section of the prostate or something like that, so that won't go to that procedure. This is probably, though, still a post-op, because, you know, they got to put the Foley in to drain during that procedure. So we're not repeating the procedure. We have we're not returning back to the OR. Time for another. Be sure and check the milligrams because you don't know what milligram you just picked up. Yeah. Ooh. Cool. Cool. Oh, alcohol swabs. Do I have a, yeah. Cool beans. That's awesome. I couldn't remember what day we did those last week. I remember getting slightly nauseous, but I think it was Monday or Tuesday, but I can't remember. Works good. We're also going to be flushing out clots, so we're going to have a totally different CPT code for that one. Pocket prep is good. I do like pocket prep for AAPC practice. I do. Medicare does not accept consults. That's right. Anesthesia only has 4 questions on the exam, where digestion and nervous, you know, you think about those are going to have 6 questions. So Medicare doesn't like to pay for any CPT codes. They like all hip picks for sure. Keyword Medicare. Yep, keyword Medicare. So we have a Medicare patient visiting a provider's office for the first time at the request of a PCP for a cardiology consult. The patient presents with complaints of heart palpitations, shortness of breath, and nausea. Cardiology provider examines the patient and sends the recommendations in a written report back to the PCP. Which is the correct answer? Are we going to do an office consultation, an office new patient, office visit, established, or prolonged services? Keyword was your Medicare patient. Absolutely. And because it is a Medicare patient, we do not bill for a consult. Normally we would. If it was commercial, if it was Blue Cross Blue Shield, or something like that, we would, but we can't on this particular patient. Good job, good job. What about the next one? Sorry, I'm still trying to fix something on something else here. Text that, none of that helps. Wonder, would it be here? No idea. So we have a 4-year-old child, established patient, sent to the hospital to rule out sepsis. The child has a large amount of gas in their bowels and has no other issues. If the cultures are negative, the patient remains no fever for 48 hours. They will discharge home. 48 hours, that's a long time. Huh. Which is the correct answer? We got a regular office visit, critical care, ER, or initial hospital care on this one. All we have to worry about on this one is simply MD admits. That's all you need for that one. Easy peasy. All right, what do you guys think about this one? Jana slapping her forehead. Oh no. We've got ER, critical care, inpatient hospital, or inpatient consultation. So you just need to think about those differences when looking at this question. I will have to cut out of here in about 45 minutes so I can go get the kids at 6:30. It's 5:30 here now too. They're about 7 miles away from my house now. The high school is also not as close as the junior high was. The junior high is less than a mile behind my house. So I have to go further to pick them up, which is another issue. But at least they get done with whatever at the same time. They got on the bus at 6:50 this morning, and then I picked them up at 6:30. So they having 12-hour days on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Tomorrow will be even worse because they're going to have a game. So they get on the bus at 6:50 in the morning, and then I don't know. I don't know. They're going to go to the field house, which is in another town over. We have an indoor football stadium because of the heat. You know, it's 100 and, what is it outside right now? I don't know what the temperature is, but 117 degrees. Yeah, you can't play football in this weather we have out here in Arizona. So it's legitimately 117 right now. Sand will melt at 116 degrees. So, yeah, we have an indoor football stadium thing, and we have to go over there to watch those games. So they probably won't be home till tomorrow. Will be a 15-hour day for them. Keeping them busy. We've got Sylvester getting it right here. She put it in chat what the correct answer is. So we noticed that the patient is documented 25 minutes of critical care time. We can't bill that because it is less than 30 minutes. So be careful with that. So we're still stuck in our emergency department for this one. Anything less than 30 is not critical care. Be careful if you do have like 30 minutes of documented critical care time, but you also did like an adult intubation or an EKG, something that you're going to bill for on top of the critical care services, something that's not included in critical care, something you get to bill a CPT code for. Don't forget to take the time off for the amount of time you did that particular procedure. And if you do take even 5 minutes off of that 30 minutes critical care, then you can't bill critical care. So there is a real particular situation that you can bill a 99291 with a particular CPT code, but remember, you have to take the time off that it took you to do that procedure off your total time of critical care, because that's double billing, that's fraud, so you can't add it into your total time for critical care if you're going to actually get paid for a particular CPT code. Lab work would not be included in critical care, so remember around 99291 that we don't bill any 8,000 or 80,000 CPT codes usually on the certification exams. I don't see any of those. Those are just included in critical care services. Sammy, get out of her butt. Move. It's cats, not dogs. Anyway, let me get rid of that. All right. A patient is suspected of a lesion of the vocal cords. The physician would most likely perform which diagnostic test or treatment would it be? Are we talking about larynx or bronchial? What do you think? Nancy, it's just on Tuesdays, unfortunately. Tuesdays are the days I've got to pick up the boys at 6:30, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and Mondays. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I have to pick up the boys at 6:30. So I can't think of another way to do this than to start as soon as I leave work. The live's at 5. So just Tuesdays. Thursdays, I get to pick up the kids earlier. Well, it was last week. I don't know what it's going to be this week. I should be able to start the live between 6 and 6:30 on Thursdays, but these are just the first few weeks of high school. I'm still figuring out where I've got to be at what time and trying to figure this out. So I hope to have something nailed in concrete soon. But I always post the days live and what time it will be on YouTube when I figure out whatever the schedule is. So it'll definitely be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, I believe, is going to be 5 p.m. every single time. I think we're good for that. Thursdays, I'm hoping to do more around 6 o'clock. That way I can get in the whole 2 hours. Like today, because I finish work at 5, I have to leave here at 6:15 to go pick up the boys. So you're only getting an hour and I don't know how much, 15 minutes, of time with me. I'll try to come back on live as soon as we get back from picking the kids up, and there'll be about a 35-minute delay in between the first part and the second part of my live lessons because I got to go get the boys. So I don't know. We're working on it. I appreciate y'all hanging out and working with me. I hope this is all super helpful, no matter what. Oh, thanks, Samantha. We'll figure it out, Deep. Yep, we will. I get stressed worrying about it because I hate not having a schedule. But these kids, and James is in Fireman Academy too, and they just take it on so much. But and I work from home, so it's usually pretty easy to deal with their schedules. It's just making sure I get enough time in with you guys too. Yep. What we got? We got ethmoid. I got a couple of you on that one. I should have put the page numbers down. This is in your ICD-10 book. If you have the 2023 aapc ICD-10 book, this is in your ICD-10 book, by the way. What about this fluid that needs to be removed? You don't need time to study as long as you come in to our practices and participate in the lives and try to answer questions. That's all the study time you need. That's 2 hours that we're doing this. You're supposed to study in 15-minute to 20-minute intervals, and no more than that, really. You're supposed to study for a little bit, walk away from it. Study for a little bit, walk away from it. Experts say that's the best, and you're doing 2 hours. We were doing it 3 days a week. I tried to go live this weekend a couple of times on TikTok and it wasn't working right. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but now we're doing still 2 hours, 2 days a week. That's 4 hours of studying a week. That's more than most. Way more. And this is good studying. And the more you get wrong, the more you learn. You only learn from mistakes, so that's perfect. So if we are doing a removal, which one is it? Good job. Good job. Speaking of that nervous system and those nervous notes that we have. Uh-oh, did our internet go out? I lost my chat. Here we go. I have a question about regional block on the wrist. Okay. You're doing another medicine term course. I hope it helps. Marcy's still driving, but she's listening. Awesome. All right. For this question, we need to know, are we going to use a category 2 code, which is where the 0216T is? In case you can't find it in the back of your CPT book, remember that the category 2 codes in that section back there in the back of the CPT book will start over again. You'll see some 01s, 02s, 03s, 04s, but then they'll start over again without any headers or descriptors or changes in the book, where the numbers will recycle again, 01, 02, so don't get frustrated, just keep going. Keep looking. And then we have some nervous codes, 64493. We have some modifiers located here too. We can use modifiers to help us look for coding irregularities that will help us eliminate some answers right away. So if we look at our 64493 CPT code, which is around page 480 of the CPT book. If you're in the 2023 version, our 0216T is on page 884 of our CPT book. These codes, especially the 64490, have been known to be on the exam from time to time, so be sure you know these. They have parentheticals that tell you when or how to code these. On our 93, it is its own parent code. It includes image guidance, which is fluoroscope and CT, which is super helpful. And in my notes, I have that if it's bilateral, we have to add the modifier 50. So the first thing we see is that we have 50 all the way down. We know that 50 is going to be on our first code no matter what, because it's on every single answer. So I wouldn't worry about that. But here we've got some of them with 50 and some of them with ×2. And if we look at our 0216T, it says also if it's bilateral, we do add our 50. And then it has add-on codes. These are all add-on codes. Our 94 is an add-on code. And the one rule that I've taught you guys about anything with the plus symbol in front of it is that we don't add modifiers to those, right? Anything with the plus symbol in front of it, or inside the code descriptor if it says the word each, no modifiers. So knowing that guideline or having it rewritten at the top of this page is super helpful. That way you can remember during the exam, if you see anything that has a plus symbol in front of it with the modifier, we know we can get rid of those answers, right? Super helpful. That just leaves us with D or A as an answer. Actually gets us out of the nervous system, and we can only be in the back of the book with the category 2 codes. We just need to know, would we add anything from radiology department to this answer or not? And to figure out that answer, we just need to look at our 16 because that is our parent code, and it includes radiology, which is our ultrasound. So we know we would not bill this at all, and our answer would definitely be without looking at anything other than one word out of our question here, we'd know D was our answer. Yeah, it's easy to get confused with these. Take it one code at a time, one guideline at a time. Yep, you can replay the live and write the answers down in your book. Super helpful. I've got lots of notes around these codes. Plus, there's a chart on 480 you can look at, and it gives you the actual answers. If you have 2 levels injection bilaterally, here's your answer. This, if we're staying here in the nervous system, I wish we had the same chart back in the category 2 codes. That would be super helpful. The AMA should build one of these charts that they have on 480 for the back of the book with the category 2 codes. That would be super helpful. Let's try another one. All right, so we're just going to go look at our first sets. We have 2 of them that start with 90, 2 answers. So let's go to that code real quick and see what's going on with that one. 4490 is first level cervical or thoracic. Where are we at? We are thoracic. We are paravertebral. Awesome. How many levels do we have? We're not bilateral. We have 1, 2, 3, or more levels. We can use our lovely little chart here that is on the 480, and it will tell us what the answer is. Three or more levels injected unilaterally is what you should pick. We've got 3 or more unilateral, and it tells you what the answer is there on that page. Do you guys see it? Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Six o'clock. I gotta go in 15 minutes, guys. We've got all these start out with ER. No, critical care. We're in critical care. Sorry. We're in critical care. So you know what we need. We need total time, right? Total care documented was 104 minutes, right? So we need to check our chart at our 99291, see which answer would be correct. If there is a chart, it is easier to use it. 204 is just to use the number 91 and then the number 92. And that's it, right? So which answer has both numbers with no timeses? So we need to get rid of this times. We need to get rid of this times. Need to get rid of B because B doesn't have the second number. These are the only ones. A is the only one with where our 104 minutes shows up on that chart on page 22. Yep, page 22. Perfect. This is where they do talk about something about we don't include the time needed for the procedure that we're billing for in addition. We have a bunch of codes here. These are all age-based, every single one of them. So you just need to look for a particular child's age in these, which is super helpful. Our 68 is newborn, 28 days, I believe. And then our 71, yep, is 29 days or older. 29 and older. These are 28 and less. And then 75 is 2 years to 5 years. If you can't find these codes, part of it is muscle memorization and getting to the codes in the CPT book super fast. But we are on page 45. You really need to learn where these codes are at. They're all scattered to the wind a lot of times. But a lot of times it's just practicing getting to the codes and finding them. So we have a 16-day-old, so we know we can't code D. We know we can't code C. Where is our patient? Because we need to know that whether we can bill the extra codes or not. If our baby is down in the birthing center, we can bill all this stuff. If they are not in the birthing center and they are in NICU, NICU is a global code. That means we don't code anything with NICU. It's all by itself. So this patient was admitted in NICU. They weren't down at the birthing center first, which means our answer is always going to be A for this particular kid. It's the opposite for adults, but I won't confuse you on that real quick yet. Adult care admit hospital is not global for critical care stuff. And we do get to bill for that kind of stuff for adults. Some anatomy terms. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? Yep, they are very hard to find. Yep, it's 68, 16 days. 71 is for 29 days to 24 months. Yep. It's okay, Dee. What about this medical term? Are we restoring homeostasis? Is it essential or a function of elements or of organs? Are we creating a state of relative consistency or considered for vital or survival? Good job, guys. Perfect. What about this one? The function of the organ is to do what? Regenerate cells, vascular exchange, protection barrier, or form pathways. B, vascular exchange. Hey, MK, good to see you. I miss you, love. Radiology. Which one is for renal ablation? We go to our 7/7s or our 7/6/9s. I do them 2 at a time. Gonna have to start teaching without drawing on these darn pieces of paper. If they're not gonna have any more printed exams, we're gonna have to remember to do this without any writing. And what I recommend is keeping 2 codes in your head at a time. Go eliminate 2 answers. And then if you're still not finding the correct answer, then go to the next 2 codes. 7/6/9. Seven, 6, 9, 40. We're destroying. And 81. Is under other. This one's under ultra sound. 770. These are under fluoroscope guidance. 022. No, they're not. I read the wrong header. 77022. They're under MRI. Ooh. MRI. And 13 is under CT. So the only one that's really ultrasound is C. Rachel, my kids are driving me nuts. They have started high school. High school is only 4 days a week with late starts on Monday. So they only have to go to school 4 days a week. So I've had to adjust my work schedule and adjust my live schedule because we have 3-day weekends now for the next 4 years. And they are in so many activities right now. Travis is in junior varsity cheer squad. He is one of the bases for a flyer. He's the one that tosses people up in the air. Good God. And then James is the manager of the football team and is on the baseball team and on fireman squad. So my schedule has gotten crazy. I'm still trying to work you guys in with some free lessons. So that's why it's early right now. I've already been on close to an hour, I suspect. Well, right at an hour. And I do have to leave in about 10 minutes. So trying to get done with as many as we can before I have to go. And depending on what I run into when I pick them up, if they're staying longer or what's going on, because I know they have a game tomorrow night for junior varsity football. I don't know if I'll be home right away and I can do another part of this live, or if this is it for tonight. I have no idea until I get back. But if I can go back live, I will be back. If I can, in about, I don't know, when I'll end this, probably about 40 minutes after I end this, I'll try to come back. Modifiers can help you here. If there's no discontinue, then you know you can get rid of that one right away. Super easy. Why would we need a 26 modifier? We might. What are we doing? Okay, but guys, I'm sorry, I'm back. I'm trying to get you the answer. Let me bring it up. It's going to be the one with the modifier 26 on it. What was that code? 76942-26. What answer was that? Was it B? I'm trying to remember. Bring that Word document back up. Everything closed. My computer just kind of upchucked for some reason. OBS needs to update, I think. I don't know what it was doing. All right. Bring that back up. And where's the Word document? Word. There we go. We went through all these. We're down to, we did the ablation, and here's our 42. It was B. All right, another E&M one. We've got low, moderate, high, or straightforward. Don't forget that on page 8 of your 2023 CPT book, you've got this chart. You need to know a lot of the components of that chart. It will definitely help you out. Hey Twinkle, how's it going? That's where this answer is. Look for the word reconcile. Medications on that chart on page 8. It'll let you know which answer it is. And this, I guess I really should change to minimal. I don't think they have straightforward anymore, really. I think they've changed it to the minimal, just to confuse you with moderate. This is also on that chart on page 8. I thought the questions were easier and more straightforward with the online exam, but it was very stressful to get logged on to the online exam. I started an hour and a half late. I'm pretty tech savvy. I know you can't tell it from my lives, but I have worked from home since 2013, so that's 10 years, and I found it challenging just to get into the system, find the proctor, show your driver's license, do the 360, and get logged on. It was super stressful, which doesn't help your scores when you start out your exam super stressed. But once you get into the exam, it's great. I thought the exam questions were easier, shorter, more to the point, not as wordy as what I saw the first time I took it, when I took it in person. But a lot of people seem to echo the same sentiments, but what about this guideline one about diabetes? Which of the following accurately describes the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes? Always go with your instinct, yes, and never, ever, ever change your answer. Go with your first gut instinct and then let it go after that. All right, guys, I've got to go pick up those little demons of mine. I hope this has been helpful. If I can get back on and come back at a decent time in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I will restart and do another live tonight to finish up. But I hope this is helpful. I will be back most definitely on Thursday night to do another live with you guys. I'm just not quite sure on the time yet. I will know more when Thursday gets closer. But I will post it up on YouTube for you guys. I hope this is helpful. I do love you guys, and I will see y'all